Hey, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I'm Jabin Postal, and today at the grill we're making an amazing smoked pork tenderloin topped with a delicious mango salsa that is absolutely wonderful. And so just like always, I'm going to put all the show notes as well as the full recipe in the description box below for you. So make sure to click down there to see everything that you need for this cook. Also, if you like what we're doing on this channel, consider subscribing for more great barbecue recipes, tutorials, and reviews. Now, other than that, let's get into the cook. As I said, welcome back to Postal Barbecue. I appreciate you being here. Today at the grill, we're going to be making a delicious smoked pork tenderloin topped with a delicious mango salsa that's going to be absolutely phenomenal for your next feast. There's not much to do to prepare this cook. We have our pork tenderloin and all of our ingredients to make our salsa, including some mangoes, peppers, onions, cilantro, and some jalapeno and lime. And all those flavors are going to go together very nicely and just complement this pork tenderloin so well. And so to prepare our pork tenderloin, the first thing that we need to do is trim it up. Pork tenderloin often comes a little bit messy with some silver skin on there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a sharp knife and I'm going to begin by slicing off some of the silver skin that's on here. Let's get a knife in there and just go underneath that. And then I'm just going to clean up some of these straggler pieces, kind of make it a little bit more uniform. There we go. And you'll notice that there'll be a little bit of fat and some places that you're not going to be able to get off, and that's totally fine. Just do your best. All right, this looks pretty good to me. And so let's go ahead and season these today. And because I do have two pork tenderloins, I'm going to be using two different rubs. On the first one, I'm going to be using my Postal Barbecue original rub, which goes really great on pork. And then the next one I'm going to be using is a Sweet Heat from my buddy Kent over at Daddy Dutch Barbecue. And I'll put a link to both of these rubs so you can pick them up for yourself. And so to get started, I'm going to grab some olive oil and I'm going to place a little bit of this on here just to act as a little bit of a binder. And so like I said, on this first one, I'm going to be using my Postal Barbecue original rub, and I'm going to place a nice generous coating onto the outside of this. Make sure we flip it over, we get all the sides. All right, that looks great. And so on the next one, like I said, I'm going to be using this Sweet Heat from Daddy Dutch Barbecue. We're going to place a nice coating of this on as well. And you know, I'm excited about this one because it does have a nice kick to it, as well as followed by that bit of sweetness just to round out those flavors. And so this is going to go really nicely on this pork tenderloin today. With our pork tenderloin all rubbed, let's move it off to the side and we'll start working on our mango salsa. And so to get started with this mango salsa, I did start by dicing up 2 fresh mangoes into cubes. And you can make these mango pieces as big or small as you wish. And so once you have them diced, place them into a medium-sized bowl. And this is where we're going to mix everything together. And so next I'm going to grab a half of a red onion, and I'm going to dice these into small pieces again. There you go, place that in as well. Next to that, I'm gonna grab a half of a red bell pepper. And again, I'm gonna dice this down quite small. There we go, I'll toss this into our bowl. Next, we want to add a little bit of spice, and so I did go ahead and dice up very finely 1 jalapeno. I'm going to toss that into that bowl. There we go. Next, I'm going to chop up about a handful of fresh cilantro. There we go. We'll toss that in there as well. Oh, this smells so good already. And so the last thing I'm going to add in is my lime. I'm going to add in 1 full lime to this. If you want to use a lemon, go for that. I just prefer the flavor of some limes. And then lastly, I'm just going to take a pinch of salt and add that in as well. And then we'll go ahead and give this a nice mix. I'm gonna go ahead and place this into the fridge for about 30 minutes to allow those flavors just to blend together very nicely. Our pork tenderloin is all seasoned up and ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get our kettle set up for cooking around 275 degrees. So to set up our grill today, I placed in about 12 briquettes into the corner of the Sloan sear, and then I grabbed my sous vide gun by Grill Blazer just to blast those coals until they're fully lit. Once my coals were fully lit, I then filled up the remainder of the Sloan sear. I then closed the lid and let our temperatures come up to around 275 degrees. So with our grill sitting around 275 degrees, it's now time to get our pork tenderloin onto the grill. And you'll notice that before it goes on, I did insert my Meter Plus digital thermometer so that I can monitor the internal temperature of these tenderloins, as well as the ambient temperature inside the grill. And so with everything all ready to go, let's go ahead and get these pork tenderloins onto the grill opposite the coals. Next, I'm going to take some hardwood and I'm going to place that directly over the coals to add a little bit of smoky flavor. And today I'm using some cherry wood because cherry goes very nicely with pork. And so with everything on the grill, I'm going to close up this lid and we're going to begin smoking this pork tenderloin until it reaches the internal temperature of around 140 degrees. It's been about 40 minutes now and the internal temperature of our pork tenderloins has reached 130 degrees. We still have a little bit of time to go to get it up to that 140 degree mark. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open up the grill and we're gonna sauce the outside of these tenderloins just to add a little bit of extra flavor. Now just look at that nice color that's on both of these tenderloins. This is the one from Daddy Dutch Barbecue as well as the original rub, and they both look absolutely phenomenal. So I'm gonna grab my barbecue sauce and I'm gonna just drizzle that on top. We'll brush this in. There we go. And so I'm going to quickly close up this lid again and let this continue to cook for about 7 to 10 minutes until it reaches that 140 degree mark. I went ahead and let our pork tenderloin continue to cook for about another 10 minutes and our internal temperature now is sitting at 140 degrees. So I'm going to open up the grill and just confirm our temperatures. Oh, it's got an amazing color. I love that. Okay, I'm going to put this into here. And to be expected, we are reading 140 degrees. So I'm going to pull these off the grill, let them rest for a little bit, and then we'll get ready for the taste test. So I went ahead and let our pork tenderloin rest for about 10 minutes and they smell absolutely wonderful. You can really pick up that sweetness from that barbecue sauce as well as some of that spice that's in the Daddy Dutch barbecue rub. It smells phenomenal. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my tenderloin and I'm gonna first of all just go for a taste test of each one individually. Then we'll add on that mango salsa. And this one here is the one that we did with the original rub. So just look at how tender and juicy this is. This is incredible. I'm gonna go for the taste test and see how we did. That is so good. It's tender, juicy. You can get a little bit of that spice from that barbecue rub. It's so good. But let's cut into this one here. I'm gonna pull this guy out right here and it is just as juicy. I can't wait to taste this one. Ooh. You know, you can really taste that spice in that Daddy Dutch barbecue rub. It's got that bit of sweetness and then that spice hits you really nicely. It's gonna go very well with this mango salsa. All right, let's get a little bit of this onto the board. And again, let's just go for the taste test with our mango salsa. Well, here we go. It's the moment of truth. Now that is a killer combination. You know, one thing I really enjoy about pork tenderloin, first of all, is that it's tender and juicy every single time, as long as you don't overcook it. You add in a delicious barbecue rub, then pair it with an amazing mango salsa like what we did, and the flavor just wows you every single time. This is one recipe that you need to make sure to try out this summer. So that's how you make that juicy and delicious pork tenderloin that's topped with that mango salsa. It's absolutely delicious. You need to give it a try. Hey, if you want to see more barbecue videos just like this one, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. Also, special thank you to all my patrons out there who help support this channel every single week. Until next time, keep that fire lit and get cooking.